Good day. Aliens is one of the best science fiction films of all time. It was able to mix the suspense and horror of Alien with some epic action. It was a film that generated a great deal of dread as you went along through it. And I'm pretty sure that everyone already knows just what happens in Aliens. But what remained a mystery until the 1990s was just how the xenomorphs took over the colony. In the comic Newt's Tale, we finally got to see the xenomorph takeover in all its horrific glory, and we got an epic last stand of the colonists that leaves Newt the sole survivor. In 2014, a novel detailing the events of the xenomorph outbreak on Hadley's Hope would be released, written by Christopher Golden, and it would prove to be my personal favorite of the three Out of the Shadows novels. First and foremost, it does not just retread the events of Newt's Tale, but rather stays remarkably true to that comic while expanding upon the Hadley's Hope cast of characters and the events that take place between the discovery of the jockey ship and the xenomorph takeover. Here, we get a colonial marine captain as one of the main characters, and the writer gets the character right. He is competent as a commander and takes zero crap from any of the colonial administration stooges. He is a man of action, but also one of compassion. He has further issues with the fact that he got dumped by Newt's mother and has to deal with being posted on the colony with his ex. The writer handles this extremely well and has him act nothing but mature in this situation. The best part of this novel is the fact that it kept me guessing throughout, which is not something that a prequel can generally do. We know that Hadley's Hope gets wiped out, and we know how it gets wiped out, and yet there is enough new material here that it casts doubt on the reader's knowledge of events. Sure, we know how it happened. The xenomorphs killed everyone. But what if the events that led to the xenomorphs killing everyone were not what we first thought? In many respects, it's like the Horus Heresy novels. We know what Horus was supposed to do, but as each new Horus Heresy novel is released, we learn that while the events kind of went how we thought, the context was a bit different. River of Pain also features everyone's favorite space hottie, Ellen Ripley, and delves into her emotional issues after returning to Earth. And this novel takes the original Aliens novelization approach of making her an emotional wreck. I like this interpretation as it is a bit more dramatic. The novel features two plot lines, the plot on Hadley's Hope and the plot on Earth concerning Ripley. The characters in this novel are once again quite good and multi-dimensional, and you're never going to know who is going to survive, since as far as previous knowledge is concerned, they are all supposed to bite it in the end. The writing moves along at a good clip and never gets bogged down with excessive action or details, and the plot has a good structure that never meanders from its set goal. The novel opens up with the colonial marine captain getting a rude welcome. Upon his arrival to Acheron, a colonist has come down with the space madness and is holding someone hostage at an atmosphere processor. The captain does his best to talk him down, but then a member of the asshole squad shows up and blows the hostage taker's head off and accidentally blows up the processor as well. This sets up the plotline concerning the captain, who is reasonable, and some divisive elements of his command that work with the corporate stooges. We then have a retelling of how Newt's family found the jockey spaceship, and it's about as scary as you would imagine, and it gets worse. After Newt's father gets face-hugged, he is taken back to the colony, and of course the facehugger drops off of him and he wakes up from the facehugger coma, but is actually kept in isolation. Newt and her brother want to see him, and thus sneak through some tunnels, only to find him as the chestburster bursts out of him. Hard, bloody core, ladies and gentlemen. Some colonial marines are sent to check out the ship, and it goes as well as you would expect. Some get face-hugged, and then things just go downhill from there. River of Pain is the best of the relaunch novels by far, as it has the best characters and the best of the plots, as finally we have a legit reason for Ripley to return, and we get an excellent character in the guise of the colonial marine captain. Few military characters outside of the Alien series itself get the kind of characterization that he does, and it really shows just how compelling military characters can be when they are handled by a real writer. Canon is adhered to quite well, although it is said that colonial marine squads have plasma rifles, even though no plasma damage was found in the Aliens film. The xenomorph is handled well yet again, and it's still a good balance between murder machine and generic foot soldier, and the Marines still have trouble dispatching them without massive casualties. This is so well done that I actually found myself getting anxious when a Marine sentry was armed only with a sidearm, because I knew that wasn't going to be enough to take down the Midnight Black Beast. In the end, like with the other two, I cannot recommend this book enough. And overall, this is definitely a trilogy that I cannot recommend enough. either. And so, I am GeneralLotz, wishing you good Nightlands, and good Wolfsbane, whatever makes you happy. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and if you can, please consider supporting me on Patreon so that I can continue bringing you this awesome content. Alright, the normies are back to their precious business blaze, and it's time for some good spoilers. A plotline that came out of left field was the evil corporate scientist conspiracy. A couple of the corporate scientists are introduced in the book, and a few hints are dropped here and there that they know more than they're letting on. And later in the book, as the colony is succumbing to the foul Xenos, they hatch a plan to escape on a secret ship with some Xeno samples. They get killed by some Xenos, and the Colonial Marine captain and a couple of Marine survivors find the scientists' hidden ship and escape just as the colony is overrun. I did not see that coming, and this ending was a real page-turner because nothing was even hinted at this being a remotely possible outcome. Alas, these characters are never seen or heard from again, but still, it does leave one wondering just what sort of adventures they got up to.